Okay guys, I'm at the Derby Gaol and this time I'm on my own, very much on my own. Only small. I've forgotten how creepy it can be when you're on your own. So we're going to go and we're going to listen to an interview I did with Richard Felix, who owns it. And we're going to go and listen to what he has to say about the history, about some of the things he's had happen. And from a skeptic, which he is, or was, it's kind of unnerving. Because whatever's here, obviously, is quite capable of poltergeist activity. And as I said, I am totally on my own tonight. There's been a lot of death in here, a lot of violence. Even right down to it being the last beheading ever in the country was done here, just outside the door there of Derby Gaol. I keep hearing noises. So I'm going to go and explore.
Hi, my name's Richard Felix and I'm in Derby Gaol. This is my jail. I took this over 23 years ago. It's the county jail of Derbyshire. Any crime committed in Derbyshire, if you were caught, you ended up here. It's a jail, guys, not a prison. And there's a difference. Because basically a jail, you were kept here until the trial and then punishment, which wasn't imprisonment in 1756 when this was built. The punishment then was being whipped at the cart's tail till your back be bloody, branded on the palm of your hand with an R and T, rogue and thief. That's like an early form of CRB check. You try going into a jeweller's shop with R and T on your hand, you'd be thrown out. Transportation. Guess where to? America.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Australia.
America. No, we hadn't got you. No, we hadn't got Australia in 1756. And so all our transportees, our criminals, were packed off to America, the Spice Islands, the Caribbean, small parts of Africa. And then, of course, we lost America and we got nowhere to send anybody. So we sent our prisoners for the first time, yes, to prison, but on a prison hulk, which was a decommissioned ship on the River Thames. And we loaded them into the converted hulls of those old ships and kept them there. And then whoopee, we got Australia. 1787-88, the first fleet from Southampton with a young lady from Derby Gaol on it.
Oh, okay.
Anne Williams, who had stolen a piece of cloth, would you believe? Transported for life. We transported a lot of people from this jail. This place is a place of terror, torment, pain, anguish, death, torture, murder, execution, of course, and suicide. When it opened in 1756, there was absolutely no, what's the word I'm looking for? No segregation between prisoners, old and young, male or female, tried or untried, sane or insane, put in the same cells. You'd be murdered for the coat off your back in this place. We hanged 56 people from this jail, including the ringleaders of England's last revolution, the Pentridge Revolution, which ended with the last sentence of hanging, drawing and quartering in provincial England. The Prince Regent, the King's son, James III's son, actually commuted the drawing and quartering. They hanged them in front of this building for half an hour and then beheaded them, holding each head up in the air, shouting, "Behold the head of a traitor." It's the last beheading with an axe in Great Britain. And the rest of the rebels were transported to Australia. We have a complete list of all those guys that were transported here in this jail. It's extremely haunted. extremely haunted.
so, 'cause
I've seen a ghost here. I'll show you in this corridor. This is the corridor you went up to the gallows. And I was standing in the kitchen, which was an originally prison cell, when a grey, hazy shape of a person glided down this corridor. I'm not talking the corner of my eye, I'm talking full on, at least 5 seconds. It wasn't male, it wasn't female, it wasn't clothed. It was a grey, hazy shape of a person. And I saw it and I sensed it. And I didn't like it, because I'm frightened of ghosts. Now, I've been frightened of ghosts since I was 4. But guess what? It didn't do anything. Didn't get me, because that's not what they're there for. But I have ticked every normal box you can think of to try and disprove what I saw there. And I still only have one explanation. I saw a ghost in here. 3:20, by the way, broad daylight on a Friday afternoon. Only ghost I've actually seen. All the doors, by the way, all original, 1756. Full of graffiti, which I'll take you around and show you in a minute. But here in this day room here, doing the unfortunate thing was it was Halloween, nearly 3 years ago, and I'm sat there telling ghost stories. Not a ghost hunt, just ghost stories for Halloween about 11:20 at night, when this glass suddenly decides to take a journey across the table. Me sitting here, couple sat there. Threw itself off. Tried everything. Wet, no, it's not wet. Vibrations from a lorry, got another glass, no, it doesn't do that. Young couple next to me, try nudging it, said no. Only one explanation. Absolute prime example of poltergeist activity.
Yeah, it's, if you've been there, you know about it. It's a Gothic castle, house, mansion, house, yeah. Never finished apparently, but it was built on the site of an even older house, and it's famous for being haunted. So a group of us went down there on a ghost hunt, and we were doing 6 of us, and all we were doing was just sitting by next to the chapel in the front room, and 3 of us were facing the door, and 3 of us were facing the window, and I was facing the door. And
how's that happened? Shut up.
Oh, did you get that?
Have you got that on film? I don't know.
Don't tell me you're filming.
And the really upsetting thing was, of course, I lost my whiskey. Luckily, I'd got some more behind the bar. So that was quite something. But this room here, this would have been known as the association room. You were actually brought in here to say goodbye. Your parents, your family, your children, your wife, brothers, sisters would be in here waiting, and you'd be brought out to the condemned cell in chains in here to say goodbye. And I think while we're by this door, need to just show you. I mean, look at the bottom. All original stuff here. Not pre 1756, but all over the doors, graffiti from the prisoners. And of all of them, that has to be one of the best.
That's just how I
This-
say home straight in.
This
on
is,
that.
yeah, there you go, you see. Basically, there, you see, a lot of people think that's a U. It's not. It's an ampersand. That was the 27th letter of the alphabet.
Oh,
The ampersand, P and B.
right.
And luckily P and B again with the date, 1804. But look, 2 guys on the gallows,
Yeah.
something unusual. He's up there, down there. So we go to the Derby Mercury
Right.
of 1804. On Friday last, Richard Booth, age 40, and John Parker, age 24, for horse stealing, were hanged on the gallows near this town, pursuant to the sentence at the last assizes. Parker appeared very penitent and was much affected, but Booth, who was 6 feet 4 inches high and had been condemned to death 3 times before being hanged here at Derby, when Mr. Booth, Richard Booth, scratched his effigy on that door before being hanged, he made himself that much taller than his mate Parker.
Wow.
That's, yeah. Another one here, look. Guy on the gallows. Well, this isn't a gallows. This is actually a gibbet post. This guy here is a guy called Anthony Lingard, who was the last person gibbeted in Derbyshire. That's hung up in a metal cage after he was dead. And he obviously, again, put that effigy on there before being... But the beauty of these doors, if you come down here and look at this one, the graffiti... Now, just remember one thing, guys, we don't know this yet. This is the corridor. The prison cells are here. So these guys were out of their cells.
To be able to do it, yeah.
To do it.
Yeah.
And what did they have to do it with? Knives? Of course, they had to be. But the fascinating thing about these doors, what makes them so special, is that all over these doors are witch marks. Apotropaic marks, which is Greek for keep out.
Yeah.
And the most famous one of all is a double V. When I took this building over, I couldn't understand why I'd got so many Williams in the building.
Okay.
But I haven't, because there was no such thing as a W in the English alphabet. There was no such thing as a U. There was no Q, there was no J. Not in the alphabet in those days. And they had a V and a double V. And double V means Virgin of Virgins, Mary, Mother of Jesus. And they are literally all over the doors, double V's. Also, you get another one, which is called a daisy wheel, which is a circle with petals in it. Sorry, that's the best one there. And it's got a double V over the top just to make sure. These weren't to stop witches. These were to stop evil spirits. They were frightened of ghosts in this place in 1756. But probably the best door of Derby Gaol, the best door, I think, probably in the British Isles is that.
Wow.
Now, first of all over the doors are double V's. Everywhere. This is the door, this is the corridor to the gallows where I saw my ghost. And again, double V, double V, double V. I mean, you just keep going all over the place. Double V's everywhere, which means, again, keep out. But not only double V's, but handprints with their initials.
Oh, wow.
All over it. And the fascinating part about this is JN. That's a J, by the way, not a.
Right.
That's a J, not an I. But 1770. But they're all left-hand prints. Now, my first thoughts are, well, it's obviously easy to put your left hand on and scratch around with your right hand. No, they're left-hand prints because the left hand is the sinister hand.
Okay.
Latin for left is sinistra.
Right.
And if you were accused of witchcraft and they were looking for the devil's mark and you were, as we call keggy-handed, left-handed, that was enough.
Oh, yeah.
You were a witch. And so it means keep out. And they're all over. There's about 9 of them all over the door. But even better than that, because basically, a very quick story here. When I opened this place 23 years ago, we had the High Sheriff here, the Lord Lieutenant, a lot of people here, because I spent 18 months putting this back to what it looks like now. And a guy came in, and he said, Mr. Felix, I wonder if I could just have a quick word with you. I said, yes, of course you can. He said, well, about 20 years ago, when we were converting this into a nightclub, the builders were literally pulling these doors off the hinges, taking them out to the road and stuffing them down the side of the skips to make the skips higher. Okay. And he says there was graffiti all over the doors. And he said my mate pulled one out of the skip and took it home with him. He then goes into his inside pocket and gets out a photograph of this. Wow. It wasn't his mate, it was him. And I now know who he was, David Rye, there's no doubt about that. Yeah. But I went ballistic when I saw that. William Buxton, Derbyshire's Dick Turpin.
Oh, was it? Oh, wow. That was his real name, was it?
William Buxton.
Wow.
It wasn't Dick Turpin.
Yeah.
But he was the equivalent. He wasn't the equivalent. Dick Turpin was a rogue, a thief, a horse thief and a gangster. My William Buxton was a gentleman highwayman.
Which they used to say he was.
Yeah, he was not.
Like,
He was hanged for horse
I
theft.
grew up watching the TV series.
Yeah, exactly. But my William Buxton was real.
Yeah.
And then, well, let's take you down to the cells. All the doors again, bolts, cells, all original. Notorious, this one, for smell of flowers in here. This door behind us here closes itself
Right.
frequently. And I'm not kidding. I mean, it is...
So it shouldn't.
Oh, it's extremely heavy. But look at the graffiti on here. This J... Look at the quality of this. J. Taylor, Measham, for a £10 debt. 1807. What do you do it with? He, she do it with. Look at the pounds, the £10 sign. Incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Joined up. And then the notorious condemned cell. No light can enter. No window.
Yeah.
Now the emotion. Just imagine, right? Because you see, the jailer ran this as a franchise. He rented the jail from the council, and he charged his prisoners for everything. Mm-hmm. If you wanted your chains knocking off as you were leaving, if you were leaving, he paid the blacksmith, and you had to pay the jailer to pay the blacksmith. If you wanted straw in your mattress, you had to pay for it. If you wanted a candle, you had to pay for it. So you imagine you're in this room here with no window the night before your execution in the pitch black, reflecting on what's going to happen to you tomorrow morning, lying here not knowing when dawn's coming round, when the light's coming, until you hear the heavy footsteps of the jailer with his keys coming to take you out of here and take you into the front of this building and publicly strangling you to death. The emotion that must be held in these walls, because I'm a huge believer in this thing called the stone tape theory, that stone and bricks store memories, to say the least.
It's energy, isn't it?
Energy, back to the word that we keep using, energy. And then in here, the murder room. Interesting room, this. Basically, without wasting your whole night telling you, you could be hanged for 222 different offences in this country after 1723, stealing a sheep, stealing a cow. We hanged 4 men in front of this building in 1817 for setting fire to a haystack in Derbyshire. And of course, you'd be hanged for murder. Now, right, prime example, a young lad of 26, 4 children, wife pregnant, starving to death, no work, so he goes and snares 3 rabbits at the local hall up the road here. He's caught by the gamekeepers. The rabbits are confiscated and he's brought to Derby Gaol to await trial. He's put on trial and found guilty of poaching, which is a hanging offence, and sentenced to death. He's brought back here and put in the condemned cell, reflecting on what's going to happen, sitting in the dark, knowing that not only he's going to die, but his children are going to die as well. His wife's going to die. The unborn baby's going to die. That's why Dad risked his life to get food for them. And then we have another lad who hacked his niece and nephew to death with a gorse hook. It's like a scythe, but it's straighter and it's for hedging. And he was brought here to Derby Gaol to await trial and put on trial for murder, and also sentenced to death. And we all know, don't we? Whether we're into execution or not, we know which one deserved to hang.
Oh, yeah.
But they both hanged, as did hundreds and hundreds of what I refer to as nearly innocent people that would have
Desperate.
died for the most trivial of crimes.
Trying to survive.
Yeah, trying to survive. Yeah. So in 1752, with the church's help, of course, the government came up with, they realised that they needed a punishment worse than death for a murderer. worse than death. So they came up with a terror beyond the death. The first part of the Murder Act of 1752 was that after 1752, no murderer was allowed to be buried. Ooh. No 6 foot of English earth, no gravestone with a name on it, no family around the grave, and of course no Christian burial service to lay you to rest. If you're not at rest, where are you? You're a tormented soul wandering the earth for a ghost. But what are we going to do with the body? The death sentence for a murder after 1752 was that you be taken back from this courtroom to the jail from whence you came, and from there to a place of lawful execution. There you'll be hanged by the neck until you are dead, and then publicly dissected. The body was then skinned, completely skinned, the skin taken to the tan yard here in Derby and tanned and used to bind books, telling of your life and trial. If there was a big enough piece of skin, a pair of slippers for the local mayor. The bones were boiled in a big cauldron to get the meat off them, and then wired up and made into a skeleton and presented to the local infirmary or university. You ceased to exist.
So what do they do with the meat? Okay.
That's a typical public dissection
taking
place. As you can see, the skeleton's made afterwards. The bones being boiled in the cauldron.
Dog's enjoying it.
Oh my goodness. So the punchline of the story, the body wasn't whole. And that meant on the day of judgment, no material resurrection. The body doesn't come back together. And if there's no material resurrection, where are you going to go? Straight to hell and burn in hellfire for how long? Eternity. How hot? 10,000 degrees centigrade with gnashing of teeth and ripping of... Gosh, come on. This was in their minds. They were terrified. This is why it's still difficult to get donors for body parts. Okay. Some people still believe the body must be whole on burial. That's why people were buried in lead-lined coffins. That's why people were embalmed, to preserve the body. That's why in Egypt treasures were put in with them for when they came back to life. And it's rubbish. Now it's rubbish. Yeah. It wasn't then. And so it's a case of, I won't get in through the pearly gates. I'm not going down there. I'll stay here, thank you. That's why places like this are so haunted. That's why Derby Gaol is so haunted.
Oh shit. Do not stand on your equipment. Okay, I think it's okay. This is why we can't have nice things. I've got a tickle in my throat, guys. I'm just going to get the water. So, the reason I've got a ball in that glass is Richard Felix was telling me another story when he was here, it was Halloween, he was telling some ghost stories in here. And that glass started sliding across the table. And being a skeptic, he tried everything to make it do that. And he couldn't. So if that ball decides to slide again, then I have a ball in it. I'll see the movement. And that's where the balls can be useful. Because if there's movement, it's going to attract your eyes to it, so you can catch it. All right. I'm going to start. All right, so if there is anybody here tonight, I've gone quiet because I just heard it sounded like footsteps then, but I can't be sure. All right, we'll do that again. If there is anybody here tonight, my name's Alison. I've just come to have a little visit. This is me moving stuff so the ball might go off. There we go. I've just got a jug in front of me that's blocking the camera. Oh, alright, that was the lights, EMF lights going on. Alright, I've got movement next to me, guys. Whoop. Something's in the camera's way. What's that? That's what it is. There we go. And that's a car outside. Let's move that car to go. There's movement, but I think I'm going to say that I had movement earlier tonight, like a sound of turn around while I talk to you. It was the sound of like material. That was like the sound of material on my handbag there. Alright, I think I know what it is. Alright, I think I can debunk that one because it's a moth. I think the moth is huge and it's getting caught. So just be aware of the fluttering sound is a moth. So we can ignore that. Alright, so all around the room here is lights. I know you know what lights are. I'm sure you've had all this equipment before. There's a lantern on the table to one side. If you go near it, it'll play music. The blue light on the table, if you go near that, oh, okay, or that. Thank you, that's the music box. There seems to be an awful lot of light going off on that table. The blue one on the table there, you could use that as a yes and no. There's a lot. Oh, thank you. It just did no. Did we get that? That hasn't gone off. And just when I point it out, it's this one over, where are you? Does that mean you're not going to cooperate? As a no. If you go to the other side, that... What on earth was that? That was not a moth. Oh. Now, I'm just going to spin my... That's the... Alright, that's the REM pod going off, and the reason I've spun this around Alright, that was the REM pod going off in the doorway there, guys. I've just spun the camera around Let's see if the moth was there, but it's not. What the hell is that? That's not a moth. Can you hear the... What on earth is going on? Alright, there's knocking out there. That is not the moth. I've got infrared on it, there is no moth around it. What on earth is that knocking? Hello, is there somebody here? Sorry guys, you haven't got... Okay, I could hear knocking. Don't know what it was they called. I've been here for a good couple of hours and I've not heard. You can hear traffic, but this was in this room round here. And the fact that the REM pod went off at the same time. Hello? Anybody come and talk to me? And it stopped as soon as I came out. Movement in there now. Quite often people say, why don't I always go running after the sound, which I have tonight? Because I find when you do, it's like chasing your tail. The actor coming out here, it stopped. All right. And the REM pod hasn't gone off since I came out, so it's just really weird. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Okay, the ball's going off because I've moved it. As in, I've knocked the table. Alright. That clicking, that, I know what it is, that's the... Wait for the ball to settle down again. I'm just putting my microphone on. Alright, well if that was you letting us know you're there, thank you. Were you coming into the doorway to find out what was going on in here? You can come in and join us. No? You don't want to light any more lights up? See, everything stopped dead since I got up to check out that sound and the REM pod. You don't want to talk to me? Was that just you coming to the door to be curious to see what I was doing, more than to come and talk? I could say that's okay, you don't have to, but Cag would be annoyed with me if I said that. Alright, so we've just done that big room, interesting sounds and REM pod, but now I'm at where all that sound was taking place to see if it's going to react out here. It's weird though, because as soon as I try to find it, it stopped, and I haven't really had anything since, so hopefully that wasn't all we're going to get. And this time I've got Kag with me. Well, not with me, but she's sitting to the side of me on the phone there, so she's going to take part and help out, and we'll do an Estes as well.
So am.
You so am. Behave, woman, behave. No bullying.
Oh, I'll try.
I could just hold it to one side there, and then I can. There we go. Oh, now I can't put. Now I've got to put my microphone on. Hang on.
What are you doing?
Trying to put my microphone on. Oh, and now it's still on me, and I don't want it on me, Gag. Oh, hang on.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know what happens when you haven't got enough hands?
I've never had that problem, to be truthful. Mine too is quite ample.
Nothing happens when you haven't got any hands. Actually, that didn't make any sense either, but there you go. All right.
The slightest.
All right, so if there is anybody here, we've got all these lights. All you got to do is light one of them up, just to let me know you're there. You were playing with one before, behind me. That one's just come out the doorway now. But if you want to set that one off again, or didn't you know it was there? Was it accidental? You can feel free to ask questions there, Kag, and join in.
I was just going to join in there when you jumped in.
Don't just think you can sit on your Facebook because we can't see you.
Oh no, I'm not. I've moved from Facebook, so I can just concentrate. So I've moved room especially. All right. So is the person there that's been seen before? Are you there tonight? Because that would be great fun if you could show yourself, please. Because my mate Alison is there by herself. So if you could show up, you could keep her company.
Yeah, because I'm very lonely. Now come out. Come out and stand with me. Talk. You can talk through the lights if you like. You know what I should do
Well,
as an experiment? We should put,
tell me then.
well, why don't I put you? Oh, I've got a really good idea, Kag.
Oh, I just hate it when you have a good idea.
Well, I could put you as a lone vigil in one of the cells with the equipment. How would it respond with just you and your voice? I bet that...
Oh my
I
god, do you know what?
bet-
Well done you. Where did you pull that one out from?
I bet that's never been done before.
No. Go you,
I
Mrs. Brown.
know. ADHD brain, just 100 thoughts come through and that was one of them. And sometimes I can grab it quickly
Yeah.
and go, wow, that's new. We'll do that soon.
That's too early in the morning to sing.
It's never too early. Mama just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Mama, life has just begun, but now I've gone and thrown it all away.
Oh, that's bad.
It is. What's wrong with you, woman? Mama, ooh. You sound like you've just woken up, Kag.
I'm gonna have just woken up.
Didn't mean to make you cry.
Make you cry.
If I'm not drunk again this time tomorrow, carry on. Carry on. You sound like a howling dog.
Because I need a little bit more sleep. That was terrible.
It so was. No, not all
Oh,
lights.
God, is anybody there?
Yeah, the lights
Well,
are
you should
going.
freak Alison out because that'd be so much fun.
Maybe I'll do an
Okay.
maybe I'll do an Estes, and they might put you in a cell,
Okay,
and then I'll go in a different cell.
right.
And just see
Okay.
what happens.
All right, that's fair enough.
Oh, one of the lights just went off on the tripwire. All right. I can't see. I can't see a thing. Future content. Oh. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not near it. That's the.
That's interesting. I can see how far away you are.
Yeah. Uh-huh. All right. Now, which was a condemned. Oh. And you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm standing at the cell to the side of me. All right.
Yeah.
And I thought this was I'm saying, where's a condemned cell?
Yeah.
And I thought this was a condemned cell, but it's not. Do you know where the lantern is?
Outside the one I want, or the condemned.
It's right next to the condemned. It's almost like, no, this is it.
But they're going, you donkeys, down here, for goodness sake. And they give you a sign.
That's almost what it stopped now. Now the penny's dropped, it stopped.
Mm.
Oh, that's
Oh,
good.
they knew they were dealing with... Remember you from last time, that's why I thought, oh, God, we better help this one out.
Well, that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
There's voices, but I think it's outside. I stupidly didn't come down with a torch either. But I think...
You... What?
Well, that's all right. I've got a little light here.
What sort of paranormal investigator are you?
One that doesn't mind the dark. It says, oh. It's after me, Cag. It's after me. All right.
Oh, she's not looking good. Bless her. You've seen better days.
All right. Leave you to it, and I'll go in. Oh, they had children in here, Cag.
Oh, did they?
Oh shit! What was that? Oh, Epoch fell over.
That's all right, I can hear the epoch anyway.
All right. I'm gonna put this on here. All right. Okay.
Oh, good.
All good. All right.
Well, thank goodness she's gone. So if there's anybody in this cell with me, I know you can just hear my voice, it's going to sound a little bit scary. But you don't be afraid. I want to know if there's any children in this cell. If there's any children in there, do you want to light up one of the lights for me? You can play, you can touch them, never get into trouble. There's actually, Alison's left you a cuddly bear there. It's not really a bear, but it looks like one. It's called a koala. And if you want it, you can have it. It's nice and soft and cuddly.
Don't think I can't hear you. You can't have the koala. She's lying to you.
You can, it's all good. If you bought it especially for ghost children, so if you're a ghost child, you're more than welcome to have it. So, do you like nursery rhymes?
Yes,
Do you used to like nursery rhymes? Okay.
Yes.
I'm going. Excellent. I'm going to sing you a nursery rhyme. And if you like it, can you light up one of the lights for me, please? Are you ready? Ring a roses, a pocket full of posies, a tissue, we all fall down. Did you like that one? Can you light a light up for me, please, and let me know that you liked it? Okay. So are there any adults in there? Any adults in there whatsoever that want to just talk to me? You can let me know you're there by lighting up one of the lights. Please don't freak out, you can just hear a voice. Things have changed since you were around. So it's not witchcraft. Oh, thank you. That was brilliant. Thank you so much for that. Do you think you could do that one more time for me? That was a music box. It was very clever. Can you do that again for me, please? See if you can play that music box for me. Come on, you've got this. Walk in front of that again, and it'll play that tune. No, you don't want to? That's a shame. That's very sad, because I would have loved for you to have played that music box again. Wow, thank you so much for that. That is really clever. That's great fun, isn't it? Do you think you can see the other lights in there? There's some more lights. You're allowed to go and have a look at them and see what you think. You can go towards them, they won't hurt you. Yeah, if you're an adult in there, can you just let me know by making a noise or lighting up one of the lights, just to confirm that's what you are?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, can you tell me, do you know if, or do you remember if you are a man or a woman? If you're a man, can you light up a light or make a noise for me, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for that. So, are you a young man? If you're a young man, can you light a light up for me, please? Okay, are you an old man? Or an older man? If you are, can you light a light up, please, or make a noise?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. That's really cool. Thank you so much indeed. Now then, why were you in there? I don't mind what you did. I'm not here to judge you in any way. Were you here because you stole something? Can you let me know? Light the light up or make a noise? Okay. Did Did you hurt somebody else? If you hurt somebody else, can you light the light or make a noise, please? So, you didn't steal something, you didn't hurt somebody. I wonder what you did. It will be interesting to know. But thank you for talking to me. I do appreciate that. Now my friend, she is going to try and talk to you as well. Can you tell me, will you be able to talk to her for me as well? Please? Can you light a lighter or make a noise if you're going to talk to my friend? No. Alright. Okay, Alison.
Alright.
Alright, so there is somebody here. I've got a little box in my hand. And I'm going to place this little box on the bed here. So if you can put your voice on it, that would be much appreciated. I don't know if Kay, did you introduce yourself?
Oh my god, I didn't.
Oh, how rude.
I know. I'm sorry. The voice from a distance is, my name's Cag, and don't be frightened.
Me shutting the door. Me moving. Tag. So can you put your name on there, please? You were
If
put...
I was talking to you earlier, thank you for that. I really do appreciate it. We're trying to find out the reason why you're in there. Can you tell us? We don't mind what you did. We're not there to judge you.
I would say you obviously did something really bad to be in this cell, condemned. But in all honesty, even little things would get you that. Stealing bread could get you executed.
Yeah, no. Fancy stealing bread just to try and survive because you're probably starving.
Well, because my stomach can't shut up. It just suddenly decided it was going to be very talkative.
That's hilarious.
I think I am going to play that back.
Okay.
I'm sure it says moron when we turn it on.
Moron.
See? It does, doesn't it? It does say moron, doesn't it?
It did sound like moron. That's hilarious.
Because my stomach can't shut up. No, nothing talking. What interests me though,
Yeah.
the equipment hasn't gone off once since I walked in this room.
No, it happens a bit.
No, I mean I know I've turned the epoch off, but
Yeah, but it was the piccolo that I found really interesting.
yeah. Because I heard you ask for that to be played with again, and it did.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I reckon we do a quick Estes in the room opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we call it a night
Cool. Okay.
until I get to my hotel room. Oh my God,
Well,
the lights are going crazy in here. On the body. All right. I think I know what caused that. For some reason,
They set themselves off, I think. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know.
Okay.
To me, it sounded like somebody pretending to be an owl. However, this cell had no windows and was below ground level. It definitely sounded like it was in the cell with me. What was that? You got an owl or something, hey?
What, sorry?
It sounded like an owl.
An owl?
That's what it sounded
Was
like.
it this? Hang on. That?
No, it just sounded like a boop, 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 like an owl.
That wasn't me.
Yeah, okay. And the last person I get is you.
Thanks for that.
Hello, lantern's going off. Now put the lantern up by the death masks.
Okay.
You know, the three that were the last three to have themselves chopped apart, beheaded.
Right.
That's where the lantern is. It's just gone off, and I'm miles away from the lantern. Interesting. Now I've got, what do you call it on my brain? Amazing Grace. Amazing Grace.
Yes.
You like Amazing Grace?
Yes.
No. Would you like us to sing it again? Silence. We can sing it again. 1, 2, 3. Amazing Grace. You're too low.
Hey.
Get your voice higher. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Great. No, that's too high.
Too high.
Amazing Grace,
Grace.
how sweet the sound. Oh my goodness.
That saved
A wretch. Oh, music box.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
yes,
it's all going off.
yes.
Obviously likes it. Should we try it again?
It likes that singing.
That's about the only one that does. Do you know what else we haven't put on tonight?
What's that?
Sia might just put that on for briefly.
Okay.
Oh my God.
What's the matter?
I have just put, oh my God. I just put it next to the body on the bed, on the table, and a body came up on a table.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Interesting, that's bizarre. Oh my God, it looks like the skull thing has been taken apart. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. That is. That's all the pictures you could have had.
Yeah. All right, I'm turning it on.
Alright, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? so if there's anybody there.
Hello.
Oh, hello, how are you?
I have been harmed.
Oh, I missed that. I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. My name's Cag, which is a really strange name. What's your name?
Noise.
Can you hear my voice? It's strange, isn't it? Because you can't see me.
Yeah.
Don't be frightened.
Ill.
Were you ill?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's not good. What's the matter with you? Can you tell me?
Defending.
So, you defending something or someone?
Asylum.
No, that's okay. Were you in an asylum or was there an asylum nearby there?
Leave. I also thought it said I've got wind. I don't know how relevant that was.
Anything you want to say to me?
I thought that said hell. Hell as in hell.
It must have been like hell there. You just don't want to talk to me? Which is very sad. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to find out about you.
Love you.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
Suddenly, Cag was gone and the camera turned off.
That's weird. I opened my eyes just to look around, and there's a picture on Sia of two really weird eyes looking back at me, which is a little uncertain. They're creepy. Are you still there? Hello? Oh. Gag? Oh, she's gone. When did Cag disappear? My camera's turned off? What happened? Hello? When did the camera turn off? And when did Cag disappear? Now I'm all alone. When did that happen? The light's gone on here. Okay. I'm sure Keg's wondering. I'm sure Keg's probably now wondering, because she's not live anymore with me. I wonder if she's sitting there wondering if I'm still on the headset. And I'm not going to know that she isn't there and asking questions, which I don't. And I don't know when she finished.
Hello.
So when
Hello.
so when did you leave me?
I was pissing myself laughing because it just cut me off, and I was like, she's just going to be sat there talking to herself and not going to get what was going on.
I don't even know at what point you got cut off and I took my headphones off.
It was quite a while ago, and I thought, well, I can't ring you back because you're not going to hear it.
The only reason I knew is I happened to open my eyes for some reason, and I had Sia right in front of me, and I opened my eyes and I just went to you. I said, "Oh my God, I had two of the weirdest eyes on Sia looking back at me."
Right.
And it was really creepy, and I was saying, "Oh my God, I have got this," and I realised there was no answer from you.
I was just killing myself.
And then I also noticed the video camera had turned off as well.
Oh, really?
So the video camera was off and you gone, and it was like I'm sitting here like a door. So I don't know how long it was that you disappeared
Oh, it's hilarious.
before I noticed. Oh, and
Well,
now
it's been a while.
the infrared light's gone on this camera, and now I've got a shadow across me.
Oh,
Well, no, it's back on, so I'm going to do a quick wind up while I've got it back on again.
okay.
All right, guys, that is it from Cag. You might just see a little picture of her. There you go. Cag can just sort of sit to the side of me there. From Cag and me, we have finished at Derby Gaol. So I hope you've enjoyed it. It's had some interesting moments, hasn't it?
Well, especially the last bit. That was my favourite.
So we're going to pack up. Well, Cag's not, because she hasn't got any hands here. I've got to pack myself up. This is no good. I can do my own bags, pack up my own gear.
That's terrible, isn't
Oh,
it?
it is. You better get your ass over here pretty quick. How many days till I've got you back to carry my bags?
What, today's Monday?
Yeah.
And I leave Thursday night, so.
So it'll be Friday here. So
Yeah.
And we're on Sunday. Oh my goodness, I've got 5 days of carrying my own shit. Jesus.
Yeah, you have it.
All right, guys, we're going to call it a night. I'm going to go and pack up, and I will see you on another investigation. So, catch you later. And I just want to say thank you to Felix. No, not his name's not Felix, is it?
It's Richard. You need sleep.
I do. Sorry, Richard. I'll just call him by
Well, at
his
least you got his surname. Well, you don't normally call people by the surname, do you? But, you know.
Mr. Felix. I just want to thank Richard Felix for allowing and trusting me to be in here. Oh, the music box. Music box. Ah, and I haven't got it. You can hear it. Yeah, just maybe whatever it was having a laugh with our joke as well.
Maybe they were.
Maybe.
Maybe thought it was funny as well. Thought it was funny as I did.
So I just want to thank him for the awesome tour he gave and for trusting me in here on my own. And he's even given me the keys, Cag.
Wow.
So
That's all right, isn't it?
it is. Very trusting of him. So
I wouldn't trust you with a key.
I know it's never know where I might lose it. Hopefully it's still in the door. All right, we're going to go. I've said that 3 times. This time I mean it. So catch you later. Let's do a paranormal quest.
Bye.
Oh, you're supposed to say bye before I put my hand on the screen. Now I've got
Oh,
to.
no, I did it.
Now
I
I've got
tried
to
to
do
do it at the same time.
Now I've got to do it again, Cag.
Okay.
All right.
No, bugger. All right.
Now say bye.
Bye.
Oh, well, that's a very grumpy one.
Okay. Bye.
Can you get one in between?
Okay.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.